The Declaration of Independence stands as a monumental testament to the American spirit of freedom and self-determination. Drafted in 1776, this historic document not only marked the colony's separation from British rule, but also enshrined principles that have come to define fundamental human freedoms. Central to the Declaration are the rights to life, liberty, property, and the pursuit of happiness, as well as the radical idea that the people themselves have the right to alter or to abolish their government if it fails to protect these rights. This article delves into the historical context of the Declaration, examines the fundamental freedoms it outlines, and explores their enduring significance. Now, in the mid-18th century, the American colonies were increasingly discontented with British rule. The imposition of taxes without representation, restrictions on trade, and the presence of British troops fueled resentment. Intellectual currents of the Enlightenment, which emphasized individual rights and the social contract, inspired colonial leaders. The culmination of these factors led to the Continental Congress declaring independence on July 4 of 1776. Thomas Jefferson, the principal author of the Declaration, drew upon various sources, including John Locke's theories of natural rights and government by consent. Locke's influence is particularly evident in the Declaration's assertion that governments derive, quote, their just powers from the consent of the governed, close quote, and its emphasis on the right of the people to institute a new government when existing ones become destructive of their rights. One of the most revolutionary ideas in the Declaration of Independence is the assertion that people have the right to alter or to abolish their government if it becomes tyrannical. This concept challenges the traditional notion of government as an unchangeable authority and places sovereignty in the hands of we, the people. The Declaration states, quote, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, comma, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, comma, and to institute new government, comma, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form, comma, as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. This principle acknowledges that governments are not infallible and must be held accountable to the people they serve. It empowers citizens to seek change through peaceful means and, if necessary, through rebellion when their fundamental freedoms are at risk. This idea has resonated throughout history, inspiring numerous movements for independence and democratic reforms worldwide. At the core of the Declaration are the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These rights are described as unalienable, meaning they are inherent and cannot be justly taken away. Each of these rights is fundamental to human dignity and freedom. The right to life is the most basic and fundamental of all rights. It implies that every individual has the inherent right to live and should be protected from arbitrary death. This principle is foundational to any just society and serves as a basis for laws against murder, assault, and other forms of violence. In the Declaration, the right to life extends beyond mere survival. It encompasses the right to live with dignity and access the necessities that sustain life, such as food, shelter, and health care. Ensuring the right to life requires governments to create conditions where individuals can thrive and live securely. Liberty, as articulated in the Declaration, refers to the freedom to act, speak, and think without undue restraint. It encompasses both personal and political freedoms, ensuring individuals can pursue their own paths without oppressive interference from the government. The right to liberty is rooted in the Enlightenment idea of individual autonomy. It includes freedoms such as speech, assembly, religion, and the press. These liberties are essential for a vibrant democracy, allowing citizens to express their views, gather for common purposes, practice their faiths, and access information. The pursuit of happiness is a broader and more abstract right compared to life and liberty. It reflects the Enlightenment belief in the individual's right to seek personal fulfillment and well-being. This pursuit is not guaranteed to result in happiness, but it ensures the freedom to strive for it. The right to the pursuit of happiness implies a society where individuals have the opportunity to pursue their goals and aspirations. It encompasses economic rights, such as the ability to work and to own property, as well as social and cultural freedoms. A government that respects this right must create conditions that allow for personal and collective growth, including education, economic opportunities, and cultural expression. While the Declaration of Independence does not explicitly mention the right to property, it is implied within the rights to liberty and the pursuit of happiness. Property rights are fundamental to individual freedom and economic prosperity. They allow individuals to own, control, and benefit from their labor and investments. John Locke, whose ideas heavily influenced the Declaration, argued that property rights are natural rights derived from one's labor. He believed that individuals have a right to own the fruits of their own work, and that this ownership is essential for personal freedom, stability. Property rights contribute to economic development and social stability. They provide incentives for individuals to invest, innovate, and improve their conditions. Without secure property rights, economic activity is stifled and the individual autonomy is undermined. The principles outlined in the Declaration of Independence have had a profound and lasting impact on the development of democratic societies. They have inspired numerous movements for independence, civil rights, and democratic reforms across the globe. The Declaration's assertion of universal human rights laid the groundwork for later human rights documents, including the U.S. Constitution and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The Declaration's principles are reflected in the U.S. Constitution and its Bill of Rights. The Constitution establishes a framework for government that aims to protect individual rights and ensure that power is derived from the consent of the governed. The Bill of Rights enumerates specific liberties, such as freedom of speech, religion, and the press. These are essential for safeguarding the rights articulated in the Declaration of Independence. The Declaration initially excluded women and many minorities from the full enjoyment of its proclaimed rights. The women's suffrage movement and later feminist movements have fought to extend the principles of the Declaration to women. Similarly, various minority groups have struggled for recognition and equality, highlighting the need for continuous efforts to fulfill the Declaration's promise. Today, the principles of the Declaration continue to face challenges. Issues such as economic inequality, threats to civil liberties, and political polarization test the resilience of these ideals. Ensuring that all individuals can enjoy their rights to life, liberty, property, and the pursuit of happiness requires ongoing vigilance and perseverance. To fully realize the principles of the Declaration of Independence, it is essential to address contemporary challenges and reinvigorate fundamental freedoms. This involves promoting civic education, ensuring government accountability, protecting civil liberties, and fostering a culture of respect and inclusion. If you are one of we the people, we need to work together to achieve constitutional reform. Please consider making contact with us now. We are freedomfirstusa.org, and we are trying to get this conversation started.
This is